Looking back at where I come from, people said she ain't gonna be nothing, but I know that God had a plan. All he asked me to do was stand. He said, I got you in my hand. You're gonna get to your promised land. He was molding me, telling me, just be patient. All things work together for the good. Just keep the faith. It will happen like I told you it would. There is something so big in store for you. Trust and believe. I will bring it through. I've got a purpose, and I'm on a mission. I hope you're watching. Please pay attention, because I'm walking in my season. This is my purpose. I got I'm on a mission. I've got a purpose. This is my on a mission. I'm walking in my season. Keep watching. Please pay attention, because I'm walking in my season. I got a purpose, and I'm on a mission. Through all the pain, God, you still sustain me. Through all the tears, God, you said I'm still here. Even when I wanted to give up.
All right, y'all, come on in.
Told me never. I gotta get to destiny, no matter what's in front of me. God has passed the baton to me. Said you got the victory, no matter the struggles or even the hurdles. I just want you to know you're walking in overflow. I got a purpose, I'm on a mission. I hope you're watching. Keep watching, pay attention, because I'm walking in my season. My season. I got a purpose. I got a mission. I am motivated, I am rejuvenated, and I am elated, because I have waited for this time to come. I've been waiting for so long. Like I said in the song, this is my season. I got a purpose, I'm on a mission. I hope you're watching. Pay attention, because I'm walking in my season. I got a purpose, and I'm on a mission. I've accepted the challenge that the purpose and mission is to the world.
That's it.
Only
Thank you for joining us.
Now I challenge you. Will you do the same? Let's all proclaim that Jesus reigns. Got a purpose. I'm on a mission. I hope you're watching. Please pay attention, because I'm walking in my season. Got a purpose, and I'm on a mission. I've got a purpose, and I'm on a mission. I hope you're watching. Please pay attention, because I'm walking in my season. I got a purpose, and I'm on a mission.
Yes.
Yes.
Woo! Woo!
Yes.
Love it.
Good evening. Oh my God. Listen, y'all already know I've been banging this song all week, right? For these 5 days. Oh my God. And I just love this song. Thank you so much. I have Nikea Marie on with us on tonight.
Hey. How are you?
We are so excited to have you here. I have been getting a lot of people asking me about your song. Like, what song is that you're playing? Is so empowering, so inspirational. I love the lyrics. And I just been telling them who I've been listening to. And I have been listening to your music for some time since, 2016 that I remember. right?
Yes.
When you gave
Yes.
me the CD when we
Yes,
met
ma'am.
initially.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
And I have I want to say I have like my top five, but I think I love the whole album,
Oh,
the whole CD.
yay. Good.
Yes,
That means a
very
lot.
powerful.
Thank you so
Yes,
much. I appreciate it.
you're welcome. So tonight, right, we've been doing this 5-day challenge, and the first night we talked about process,
Okay.
right? The second night we talked about emerging from within the cocoon, going through your metamorphosis. Then the third night we talked about mind your purpose. Like instead of minding other people's business, you're minding your own purpose.
That's good.
And the fourth night we talked about there's purpose in your story, right?
Mm, I
So
love it.
now tonight we are heading in about your purpose and your mission, about believing in your purpose and your mission. And
Yeah.
so I'm just thankful to have you here, Nikea.
Thank you. That was great, man. Those were great topics. I love it.
Yes.
Amazing. Yes. Yes. I'm honored to be here. I know a lot about purpose and believing. So I'm excited to talk
Yes.
tonight.
So we were just gonna jump right on in there because we're on a time limit. And
Sure.
first off, I want to start off by for you to tell the people who is Nikea Marie.
Nikea Marie, I was born in DC. I have parents, they were pastors, my mother and father. They were a blessing and also strict. But they definitely made sure I stayed on the right track. But I'm just a young lady that just wants to do whatever God has put in me to do. My parents definitely pushed purpose on me and my sister. It was like, hey, you're gifted, and they did whatever they had to do to make sure they encouraged us and did what they had to do to make sure they gave us the finances to pursue whatever it is that they saw in us. And I'm grateful to have parents that believed in me and my sister. So I knew that I loved to sing, and
Yes.
that was my passion. So I grew up singing, and then I just at 18 I said, hey, I want to do my own music. So I started music, and it just went off from there. And going through that was just a story within itself, when you're gifted, and then it's like everything seems to be going the opposite way. It's like, I know that I have something special to give, but nobody wants it. That's how I felt. I felt like discouraged. So I began to try to do other things. So I would say, okay, well, I'm good at encouraging women, so let me mentor. I'm good at this, so I started doing other things other than what I knew I was supposed to do, because I just didn't like doors being slammed in my face, or the no, or feeling as if
The
I wasn't good
rejection.
enough. The rejection. Yes, all
Yes.
that. So
But
I really went through that phase. And so now I really have just got the strength to really believe in myself again. And things have been just amazing. And I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and I'm just so, so excited about all that God is doing. Once I came into my mindset to say, like, girl, you can do it. Believe in yourself. Don't matter what other people say. So that was my story.
So did you know that you were called to sing? Like, even though, like, someone asked me a question before, like, how do I know I'm a good singer? I sing in church, and a lot of singers come from ministry, come from church, right? The background.
Yeah.
But I know I'm good at singing, and people say I sound good when I sing. I touch people, but I don't believe that singing is my purpose.
Right.
So, like, did you go through that, or
I
how
definitely
were you
went
able
through
to
that.
identify that?
Yeah, I went through that phase because everybody sings, everybody sounds good. I mean, I felt like I was competing with so many people. Everyone has great voices. I just knew that it was more to it than just singing. I knew that it was music, so it wasn't just singing. I began to write as well. So it was other things that were birthed out of me. I believe that everybody has a purpose. I believe that, if you sing, that is your purpose. I think sometimes we think that we're supposed to be on the Grammys, or we're supposed to be at the Stellars, but you might just be called to sing at your local church and touch lives there. And that's okay. So I think we just need to be okay with what the purpose is, and not try to go after things that maybe that's not what we're supposed to be doing, but we chase after it. And then we get mad when it doesn't work for us because maybe that wasn't the route we were supposed to take.
Yeah, and we do get mad because it's
We
like,
do, girl. Don't we?
We get mad, but I think that's part of us or in the people trying to identify, what it is. When people put a lot of pressure on you of
Yes.
trying to say, like, do it, do it, do it, you're like, you kind of like withdraw back, other
Yes.
than just moving in it.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. And I had to go through that, and I had to realize that what I was supposed to do, I had to stay in that lane, and I began chasing after the wrong stuff. And that's when things didn't go well for me because I was chasing after the awards and the fame when I really was just supposed to just sing. Everything else was going to line up. But when I began to chase after it, I got disappointed. So I learned the hard way. I definitely did.
So let me ask you this. What is okay, I love the song, The Purpose and Mission, walking in the promise.
Yeah.
What is the why behind the purpose and mission?
The why was my mom, when she passed away, her name was Pam, and I dedicated the CD to her. So Purpose and Mission was acronym for her name, for Pam. And when she passed away, I felt like I lost my purpose and I lost my mission. I was like, there's really no purpose in me any longer because I've lost a special person in my life who really, she was the only one that I felt was my cheerleader that pushed me to help me get to the next level. Like, she always knew what to do. She always knew what to say. She was my manager. And so when she passed away, I was just like, well, what am I doing? What is my purpose and what is my mission? And so I really got the strength to keep going, and God just began to surround me with the right people. And I just regained my purpose again. And so that's where the song comes from. Purpose and Mission was coming from the loss of my mom, and then getting back to the place that I still have a purpose. Even after she's gone, like, I can still move forward. So my purpose and my mission was to keep going and to not quit. So
then what would you tell somebody who is trying to regain their purpose or trying to regain or get back on the mission field?
Man, it's so funny with that answer because for me, I really had to take a step back and really say, okay, what am I doing? It took people really like encouraging me and letting me know, like, on the other side of this, there are people waiting for you. I would just say, like, on the other side of what you're going through, there's someone else that's going to be on that side that you're coming from that you need to help get over. So the longer you stay there, the longer people will be where they are. Like, they're waiting for you to cross over. So if you got to take a minute to just get to yourself and even pray, seek God, ask God to surround you with the right people that have your answer and not your problem. That's what I really did. I prayed. I would pray. I was like, God, please bring the people around me that have my answer and not my problem. And he really surrounded me. I mean, my family stood with me, my husband, and I would just tell them just to pray that prayer and to just get back and trust God and get back on track. Like, it's day by day. Sometimes when we say our steps are ordered, we think they're supposed to just go straight. Sometimes them steps go backwards. Sometimes them steps go all over the place. But I'm just telling you, like, just keep walking, keep pushing, and just keep the faith. I'm telling you, things will turn around.
So have you, and the reason why I'm asking you questions, because so many people, they have these questions in their mind that they want to ask, but at times they really have not came to that place of just letting it out and just having the struggles and at times they just stay in their own little space and just be like, whatever, I'm gonna just deal with it. And God, if it was meant, then it'll be. But sometimes I believe that you have to be on a mission assignment, that you have to have a focus, you have to be driven, and you have to just put everything else aside that does not line up with your purpose.
That's it.
For you to walk it out. If it does not work with it, if it does not go with it, then you may want to leave that to the side, because I believe it's your purpose that builds success. I always think about Steve Harvey. Look at his purpose. He's a funny guy. He's a comedian. And that's, if he do anything besides comedy? Will he be successful in it? You know,
Yeah.
and I think he said he tried it, but it didn't work. So that's why he stuck with comedy, you know.
Right.
And so I think that's when we find our lane, we ought to stay in our lane and
That's
keep it
it.
moving.
That's it.
I wanted to ask you in reference to how do you deal with writer's block as a writer? How can, you know, how did you deal with it and how you overcome it?
Writer's block, I went through a season where I had got nothing. Like there was like normally I can go to the bathroom, get a song. Like it would come like that. Or I'll hear someone say a word and I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna write a song. Like if you said happy right now, it could be like, oh, I'm gonna write a song about it. Like it'll just come to me. And then it's like I went 2 years and got, when I tell you nothing, I mean, it was nothing coming. I was so discouraged. I was just like, come on, like, give me something. But nothing was coming. And I just felt like in that season, I really just had to dial back and really regroup and reset. And once I began to get myself mentally together, I think I just had a lot going on in my mind. I was overwhelmed because I was not where I wanted to be. I think there was so many other things that were taking up my space, my creative space. So many, and I really was like, why is nothing coming? I think because so many other things were coming. Like, I mean, I went through suicidal thoughts. I went through depression. Like it was so many other things trying to take over because that's where the enemy plays with us, is in our mind. That's where it all starts. If he can get us to start speaking what we're thinking, then he's got us. And so I had to really be like, okay, I have to clear my mind and understand what this is. And I knew it was an attack because if he could get me clear and get me back on track, he knew that he was in trouble. So sometimes you have to understand, like with writer's block, for me, it was just like I had too many things really blocking the creativity to come through. So I had to really clear out my disc. That's what I call it. Like, it's time to, clean stuff out. And with that, I just had to really start speaking out loud to myself to say, you are qualified, you are good enough, you can do. I had to start speaking against what was coming at me. And then I'm telling you, things got clear and I had clear vision and was able to start writing again. But I had to really block out the noise. And it was funny because it wasn't, at one point, it wasn't just in my own mind. Then people started saying it just out the blue. Like random people just would be like, oh, look at you, you must be really struck. Like just saying things. Wow. And it was like, I was like, oh my goodness, which took me in a deeper hole. Cause when people are saying things, you try to be like, oh, okay, whatever. I don't care what you got to say. But it was really like adding to it, making me even more discouraged. But it was just like, okay, no, I know what this is. I know what this is. And you got to realize like there's something trying to stop you. And you have to be, that's another song I wrote called Unstoppable. Like you got it.
Unstoppable.
You
come on now.
Down. And you have to tell your mind, like nothing will hold you, stop you, they'll shake you or break you. Like I had to really tell myself, like, you can't hold me down. I had to tell my thoughts, you can't hold me down. So that was for me what worked. When I got clear of that, things just flowed out crazy.
And let me tell you, that song, it helps me, right?
Wow.
Because I've had your CD for about since 2016, I believe that was when we officially met. And when I tell you, I will play your music, especially Unstoppable, Victoria, my friends, they know it. And it's just that empower. I mean, like I said, this girl had to be in the spirit when she was writing these lyrics because it was very relatable. It hits home, transparent, and I'm like, I don't even know who writes do the music part, but everything just flowed, girl. Everything. I'm like, what?
Yes.
But it's powerful.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. And that's the thing that I knew if I didn't get out of that space, then it would have never came out and even been able to help you through. So, I mean, imagine the thing that is on you that's trying to stop you, that someone else is, like we're waiting, like we're moaning and groaning for you to step into the thing that you're supposed to be doing. Like, there be no blocks. Like, keep going, sis. We need you. Like, it's mandatory. It's mandatory. Like, we really, really need you.
So did you ever wanted to give up in that time? Or during that time that you were going through, during that writer's block time, that season, did you
Yeah,
ever felt like giving up and
definitely.
saying, I can't do this, I'm done?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely wanted easy route. Nobody wants the hard route. Like, we want the easy route. We want the microwave blessing, we want the microwave purpose, like instant. And I definitely wanted to quit a lot of times. In the process of all of that going on, I had miscarriage. We almost lost our house. So things was just happening too around it. It was just a really rough patch, and everything was just telling me, like, this isn't it for you, sis. Like, just quit. Do something else. But I had to remember what I believe, and so that had to speak louder. That had to speak louder than what the doubt was. My belief had to speak louder than my doubts. So
Wow.
that's how, I got through it, and I'm grateful.
And is that when you came up with the song I Believe?
I believe in me. Yes, girl. That's how it was. It was like, nah, like, I had to look at myself like, nah, girl, you good. Like, you got something on you. You got something special. And so I believe in me. Yeah, it was like an anthem to myself. Like, I would wake up and, I'd be like, when I wake up in the morning and I look up, I just thank you for another day. I know there's something so special and unique about me. Dreaming all night about my future life. It's hard to be still when I feel excited about every dream I'll fulfill. And I live my life purposeful. If one door closed, you gotta know another's gonna open. No, 'cause IBELIEVE. I believe that I can do anything. I believe in me. So that was my song. I had to sing it to myself, girl.
Don't stop. Oh my gosh. I just love your voice. Oh my God, you're such a blessing. I thank God for you.
Praise God. Amen. God
I
is
thank God for
good.
you. And I pray much success and blessings will just embark, just overflow, that he enlarge your territory, that this is your time.
Yeah.
Really, because when I think about when I came up with the idea of purpose build success, matter of fact, let me tell you this. When I hosted my first seminar, right, called Discover Your Purpose, Activate Your Gift, and Make a Profit.
Okay.
My theme music was
Purpose and mission. Come on. Listen.
yes, it was.
Do it.
And people just loved it. And I listen. I still got my
Yes.
CDs,
Come
right?
on.
Yes.
I
But
love it.
I loved it. I'm really, is there anything, because I know we're about our time right now. Is there anything that you would like to add that we have not talked about or you would like to share?
I mean, the biggest thing is that I feel that people need to know, like, you're necessary. Like, whatever it is that you have, like, it's enough. And I think sometimes we think it has to be so grandiose and so, so huge, but like everything, whatever's in your hands, like, it's enough. Whatever you have to offer, it's enough. And you're necessary. Like, that's another song that I'm finishing up, but it's called You're Necessary, and the world needs what you're carrying. So don't drop it. That means, like, don't quit, don't give up. Like, you're necessary, you're needed. Like, I mean, it's so many things that's out there for people to do, but we got to get the people to do it. And so, when you drop the ball, it just makes someone else have to work harder. So I just encourage people to just, like, don't quit, don't drop it. Like, things aren't going to be easy, but I'm telling you, like, if you push past it, when I had my son, it really woke me up to realize the pain, but what the pain produced, I mean, my amazing son, I wouldn't trade it. I did it again. I have another son. I was like, you know, I went through that process, but to see the reward at the end. And so just keep your eyes focused on the prize. Like, don't look at what you're going through, but just focus on what the end goal is. And I'm telling you, like, go hard for it.
Yes, thank you for that. But Monique said, Jesus, I needed that. Thank you. I am enough.
Yes, you are enough. Yes, yes.
Quan says, sometimes we have to sing to ourselves. Amen.
That's right. I love it.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, if that being all, last thing last is that what challenge? We've been doing a 5-day challenge. Today is the last day. What challenge would you like to leave for the viewers to work on? Not for 5 days, but for their entire life.
Oh, okay. Okay, for their entire life. I mean, I would just tell them to do what I did. Like, I just started writing, I believe in me. I started just, you know, putting things on the mirror, like literally everywhere I looked. When there's the mirror in the car, or the mirror in the house, or just putting little sticky notes, you know, just encouraging yourselves, and then having something that you can look at to say, okay, if I'm trying to go after a career or whatever that thing is, or even weight loss, whatever you're trying to do, whatever that purpose is, I would just say, put it somewhere you can see it and consistently say, like, I believe I'm going to get there. You know, put your vision up, put your purpose up, and then just say, you know, I believe that this is where I'm going to get. Now, whatever way you feel that you need to do that, whether it's writing it down on a piece of paper. Sometimes I don't give myself dates because sometimes that could be, you know, a lot of pressure. But, you know, just say, like, no matter what, I'm not going to give up. No matter what, I'm not going to quit. No matter what, you know, start your saying, no matter what, I'm not going to give up. That's a good song. But
I know, right?
I have to write that. But yes, like, speak to yourself, child. Like, no matter what, I'm not going to give up. I believe in me. Like, write that down. And then continue to tell yourself, encourage yourself, speak life over yourself. And so I would just tell them, like, just that would be my homework for you. Like, no matter what, I am enough. Like, just say that over and over again.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. It was such a blessing. Where can they follow you at?
You can follow me on Instagram at Nikea, Nikea Marie 313, and Facebook is Nikea Marie. And I do Twitter sometimes. So Nikea Marie 313 on Twitter. You can also go to YouTube under Nikea Marie, and I just did my music video to I Believe in Me. So make sure you go check that out.
Yes, I will play it here, but I want them to go and click on the link that I left in the description box and go and view the new video, I Believe in Me. But I was playing it earlier today, right?
Yeah. Oh, shucks. Thank you, girl.
You're quite welcome. I really appreciate you. Much success and blessings to you and your family. And until we meet again, yes, you have to encourage yourself no matter what.
No matter what.
Y'all, thank you, Sarita. So true. All right, so that's it. That ends our live. Sending you hugs through the social media.
Yes.
All right, so on that note, we're going to get ready to bang out.
All right.
I believe that I can do anything. I believe in me. There is no obstacle that I see will be too hard for me. I know where my help comes from, and I know that it got me. I gotta keep my eyes on the prize. Ain't nothing I can't achieve. Walking by faith every day, not moved by what I see. I live my life purposeful. If one door closed, you gotta know.
All right, now. Thank you all for joining. Make sure you visit the page and click the YouTube link to see her video for I Believe. Come on. I believe in you. right, y'all. Listen, when I tell you this song is so powerful, Nikea Marie, her writing skills is on point, very relatable. But I want you to go back and listen to the lyrics of her song, right? And I'm gonna put it in the description box. Description box. That's on YouTube, right? But I'm gonna put the link on my page for you to click the link and go to the YouTube and watch the video. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I am your host, Talicia Dawson of Purpose Builds Success. Chase purpose and not profit, right? So that you can leave an inheritance for your children's children. Legacy. This is what we need to be working on. This is what we should be trying to identify. Who are we? Who are we called to be, right? That's where you get your fulfillment at. Not running over here or running over there, but your true fulfillment comes from within. There is success within. It ain't on the out, it's within. You so that you can walk confidently, successfully in your God-given purpose. That's what you want to do. It's so much. Oh, I meant to mention one more thing. There's so much going on in this world today, right? My condolences to the family of George Floyd. And I really don't like what happened, what took place. But as I said before, there is a distraction that the enemy is setting up, trying to keep us distracted, right? But you got to keep your mind, purpose, focused. You got to stay focused. And the reason why I'm going this way for a reason. You got to stay focused and not lose sight of the vision. Because the enemy himself, just as Nikea Marie said, she went through her seasons with the mind battles, and she knew it was the enemy because he didn't want her to come this far. He never wants you to get to your destined place. He always come in and try to block you, to stop you, to hinder you, to distract you. Why? Because he know if you actually tap into who God said you are, as he created you to be, guess what? He know he have no win. He have no win. So I say this 5-day purpose challenge, it was for you to begin to tap in, for you to know your calling, right? Take time and just sit. I had a phone call today and the young lady was saying, well, I don't know what it is I'm supposed to do. This is what I dislike in the world. I hate all this stuff that goes on in the world. So I said to her, I said, well, what are you doing about it? You hate it so much. What are you doing about it? What did she say? That's a good question. Why is it we can sit and talk about things, right? But what are we going to do about it? You tired of the place that you're in, right? Your position where you are. You don't like the job that you work at, right? You don't like the friends who you hang with, right? But what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep hanging with them? You're going to keep working at the same place? What are you going to do? Are you going to move? Are you going to find something else to do? Because you don't have to stay where you are. Nobody can control you. You control yourself. You make decisions for yourself. We can figure out all these other things in our lives that we want, or that we can go and desire, or I want to travel and do this and that. But when it comes time for you to start to tap into your purpose, that's when we get dumbfounded. Well, God got to show me. God already done showed you, right? It's just, you got to just steer away. Like Prophetess Carvel said on day 2, get into the cocoon and start to shed. Let God strip away those things from you. So that what? So that you can begin to see, so you can begin to grow. What are you feeding yourself? Your nutrients. What are those things what are you eating? At times we sit and watch social media all day. We're on Facebook all day. We're on Instagram all day. And then guess what? We don't share the positive things. We be ready to share all the negative stuff because we're drawn to the negativity. That says a lot. It speaks volumes. How is it something negative can get 12 million views, But when it's something positive, it's like, oh, nobody wants to see it. It all starts at home first. If we want the change, we have to be the change. If we, whatever it is that we want, we could have it. However, it has to come from within. I desire the things that God has for me. That's what I want. And what I want what God wants for your life. I want you to walk in your purpose fearlessly, confidently, and successfully. Right? And I want you to do it soon, like now. Begin to tap in. Take that time and journal. Take that time and believe that there's power in your story. Right? Take that time and believe in the purpose and the mission and move forward without any delays or setbacks. Connect with people who can see your vision, who will give you the fuel for your vision. Those naysayers, use that as fuel. Don't stop moving. Because, prime example, I would not be doing this right now today if someone didn't stir me up. I got talents, I got skills. However, somebody had to stir me up to get this done today. And I said, okay, I'm going to do it. Because I backpedaled and I told somebody, I ain't doing that no more. But when I started to hear the reviews from people, when they said it helped them, I said, God, I just made an impact. So I say to you today, don't hold back. Just release and let somebody be able to receive what you have. Let them receive. Don't hold back. Just let it out. Let it go. Move forward. If it's going to make a positive impact in somebody's lives, go ahead and bless them with it. Because you just never know. As I always said when I started this broadcast, purpose plus time equals life. How are you spending your time for your life? Remember, you have to be processed for a purpose to pursue destiny. I went through my process, and I know some of you have too. Now, let's embark on your purpose, get it defined, get it well put together, and start to move on it. If you don't know your purpose, team up with somebody that is doing something that is impactful and begin to walk with them, help them, and pray that God will stir the gift in you, that he will stir it in you, and that you don't let it go, because the devil himself do not want you to win, right? What Nikea said, don't never give up. Just keep pushing, keep moving. So I pray that after tonight, you move forward in your purpose. I hope I was a blessing to you, and now I pray that you go and be a blessing to someone else, right? All right, you guys, have a good night. Bye, and I love you much.